Hi. So, there's a line in every conversation that I dread. It's, so, what do you do for a living? And the answer is, well, I'm a physicist. And then there's an option of responses, but I think the worst one is, well, you don't look like a physicist. And the worst thing about that is, I think they're trying to be complimentary. But what they actually mean is, but you're a girl. Well, yes, I am a girl, and being a girl and a physicist, it's not actually mutually exclusive. We do make it in there now, somehow. They haven't kept us out. So, this would all be fine if I actually fitted in as a physicist. But to be honest, I'm not a very good geek. I've never really seen Star Trek, and I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, and really, I just don't fit in. Oh well. And this would be fine if I did cool physics, maybe. I mean, I could be an astronomer. I could look at the stars, have a telescope on top of a mountain, be able to say, look, that galaxy, I discovered that. But no, I don't do that. Or, well, maybe I could be involved in hunting for the Higgs boson and be doing shift work at CERN until 2 AM. But unfortunately, I don't do that either. So, what do I do? Well, I'm what's called a soft matter physicist. So, what's soft matter? Best definition of soft matter, it's all the stuff they make you put in the little bag when you go to airport security. So liquids, pastes, gels. There's also another really good example of soft matter that you can find every week or so in the pages of OK and Hello magazine. That would be Miss Katie Price. From the external coating of foundation and lip gloss to the internal fillers and breast implants. She is just the most perfect example of soft matter. But actually, I don't do research on Katie Price. What I research, unfortunately maybe, is something called liquid crystals. Now, liquid crystals are found in phone screens, in laptop screens, in iPads, and in fact, if I were to take a hammer and put a hole in your fancy new iPad 3, a tiny little bit of milky liquid would leak out. Now, I'm sure quite a lot of you are wincing at this idea. I promise not to damage any iPhones. So, this liquid is a liquid crystal, and it's what allows you to have the screen display. And I researched a type of liquid crystal that would mean that you could watch your phone screen or your laptop screen from any angle, perfect for watching in bed. Now, this is all fine. What I do, it increases the viewing angle, but the type of liquid crystal I use is only stable between 51 and 52 degrees Celsius, which is not a lot of use in Scotland, and even less use for phone screens. So I'm trying to make it more stable, but the research is going somewhat slowly. Hey, it's PhD. So I was going to tell you a little bit about some research that actually worked, which is my master's project. Now, I had a bit of a crazy master's project, has many fewer applications. What I was trying to do was make a sweet that would heat up as you ate it. It worked. It turns out that you can take a sweet substance, it's called xylitol, it's a sugar alcohol, and turn it into something that's a bit like toffee. And then when you bite into it, it heats up in your mouth, and it actually gets quite hot. In fact, if you don't put it in your mouth and leave it on your desk, it gets to about 70 degrees Celsius, which is not enough to burn, and I've still got scars. But in fact, what you actually get is a clear liquid, which should have practiced this beforehand, starts crystallizing and heating up. Now, this is a hand warmer. This stuff is not edible. It actually tastes a bit like vinegar, and superheated fish and chips weren't what we were after. But it does get quite warm. So the stuff I was using, xylitol, works, and it's also really good because it protects you against dental caries. So you've got a sweet that warms you up and makes sure you don't get tooth decay. So why can't you buy this? It's so cash. I just had a bit of trouble setting that off by finding a clicker. With the xylitol, you have no control. So it could stay like that forever, or it could randomly set off and start heating up on the shelf. The problem is that the reaction's cumulative. So one would go off, and then the next one would go off, and you'd end up with a spontaneously combusting rack of sweets and melt all of the rest of the chocolate in the shop. So I don't think it's coming to a store near you anytime soon. Interestingly, xylitol is also found in chewing gum, both for protecting your teeth and also because it has quite a nice cooling effect when you eat it. Now, chewing gum, you know, loses its flavour quite quickly. But it turns out if you make somebody chew chewing gum and blow into a mass spectrometer at the same time, hey, it's real research, you discover that they stop tasting the mint taste a long time before the actual the menthol molecules have disappeared. So what's actually happened is that it's the sweet taste of the xylitol that's gone, but the mint taste is still there, so you just can't taste the mint because there's no sweetness. If you take a sip of sweetened water, you start tasting the sweetness again. So you can try this yourself at home with chewing gum, but I'm reliably informed it also works with flavoured condoms. There's an it's exactly the same mechanism. I haven't tested this, but if anybody wants to report back, that'd be useful. So, what else can we do with soft matter that's food? We actually have serious research on soft matter, food related, so we're looking at how caramel flows and the different crystal forms of chocolate. You can put chocolate and do X-ray crystallography on it and publish papers. And you can tell when people have been doing food research because the bench gets ridiculously sticky and Simon gums up the rheometer with caramel and the whole place smells of burnt sugar. It's all fine. I actually don't mind the food research for stuff that's being left around in the lab. That's quite good. It's fairly safe. Unfortunately, other industrial research that happens in our lab happens mostly on either deep heat or lube, and you don't want to get the two of those confused.